Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for this webinar. This is Less Grind, More Shine. We are talking about AI tools to spotlight your auction and event fundraiser. I have with us Ala, and he is not just like an AI guy. This is the AI guy that you want to talk to. He has a doctor in philosophy and PhD computer science, specializing in language learning models. I probably didn't get that exactly right, but let me tell you, he's the smart guy that you want in your corner when you're talking about all the AI stuff. And he is gracing us here on our webinar stage to talk about how to use these tools to spotlight your fundraiser and your philanthropy efforts. Hi, Ala.
Hi, everyone. I'm very honored to be here and doing this webinar with you.
Thank you. Thank you for pulling together everything. And we've got some good stuff for you. Not only do we have the presentation, we have an AI guide. It's a 23-page guide that Ala's pulled together. And then you'll also be able to have this replay and some resources. So if you've been hanging out with me for any amount of time, you always know that I ask in the chat, can you put in, I'm going to give you 3 tasks today. 1, where are you tuning in from geographically? 2, what charity are you fundraising for? And number 3, we asked this question on the registration page. We wanted to know your level of usage of AI tools. Do you never use them? Do you use them all the time? Or are you somewhere in the middle with a sometimes kind of conversation? And then I'm going to tell you what people put in when they responded, by the way. So when the registrations were happening, about half said that they never used AI. So I think you're in the right place. A couple people, not all the time. And then the other middle group said they're using it sometimes. So again, I think you're in the right place. So it looks like we've got Warren from Harriston, Ontario. We've got Portland, Oregon, using snow-capped community charities, use AI on a daily basis. Thank you. Well, I'm hoping you walk away with some tidbits here. Go ahead and continue to put that information into the chat. Ala, I'm going to give you the keys and let you take us on this journey. I have got my pen, I have got my paper, and I am ready to take notes myself.
Awesome. So yeah, very happy to be here. As Lori mentioned, my name is Ala. I've done my PhD in generative AI, and afterwards I founded a company called Social. It's basically a platform that tries to simplify social media management, and we're using AI to put your social media on autopilot, basically. And in today's webinar, I'm going to talk about a couple of free AI tools that give you some basics of how to use them to stay more consistent and basically shine some spotlight on your fundraiser.
Awesome. And thank you so much for joining us. If you're new to Auctria, which you may be, because we posted this in a lot of different channels, since 2011, Auctria has been the platform of choice for organizations to raise over $1 billion. And that was 1 billion about a year ago. So I can't wait to see our updated numbers when I pull them for the summer. And Auctria's mission is to empower nonprofit organizations by providing you with an easy to use, affordable, powerful fundraising tool, which so well aligns with Ala and Nixie Social here. So I really appreciate Ala, you taking the time to talk to our group of people here.
Of course, glad to be here.
Sure. I think we have our agenda next. So this is what our goal is today. We're going to talk about AI in action. We're going to talk about the free tools that Ala had kind of dropped a little breadcrumb on there, Meta AI, Gemini, and Claude. Talk about prompts, because what you put in is what you're going to get out. We're going to talk about content calendar for social media, generating images with AI. I know that you guys are up to here in generating images, and with the help of AI, you can make that a lot more simple, especially using reusable templates, and of course, planning and tips. Ala is going to show us around Nixie Social a little bit, but talk about capturing your voice and visual identity. People are donating to your cause because of the work that you do out there, and you absolutely want to harness that in this process and not sound like an AI bot of some sort. Right, Ala?
Yeah, of course, that makes sense. If all the contents are generic and they sound the same, so you have to just show your unique identity as an organization.
Awesome.
Yeah. So let's get started, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm going to start with a couple of numbers to basically showcase why social media is important. And the first one is that 96% of the nonprofits says that they have social media present, but the average engagement rate is a very tiny fraction. It's just less than 0.1%. So basically, it says that everyone is trying, but it doesn't work very well. And the next number I'm going to showcase is the when the organization were asked about the consistency, basically ask how often they are posting, they say 84% of the organization said that 84% of the organization said that they post once a week or even less than that. So I believe that the issue is not a lack of a strategy or awareness. It's not like that social media is a secret that no one knows. Everyone knows that social media matters, but what it really comes to is the capacity. That basically for small teams with limited times, staying consistent is actually the real challenge. So it's to be consistent and post on social media. And why social media is important for nonprofit? Because the surveys also showed that it isn't just about likes or views or getting numbers. 55% of people who engage with your social media, they actually take meaningful actions, whether it's donating, sharing your cause, or even signing up to be a volunteer. It shows that when you show and you connect with people, people actually respond. And to talk about a bit about the challenges of social media, is the most important one is that it takes a lot of time. So looking at social media management, from writing the caption to sourcing an image to scheduling the content, it's not just a task that you can do in a minute or two, and it actually takes a lot of time. And at the end of the day, when you multiply it by the number of the days that you have to do it consistently in months and years, these numbers actually adds up. So they add up quickly, and there would be a lot of time. And the next point is that to be real, most of the nonprofit organizations, they don't have big marketing departments, and in some cases, maybe they don't even have one at all. And at the same time, they have to juggle a lot of stuff like donor outreach, managing the events, and doing admin works. So somewhere in between, they have to find some way to do the social media as well. And as I said before, it shows that the capacity of the organizations are the most important issue here. And I've been talking about the challenges and bad stuff until now. But the good news is that the AI is here to help. So AI is not about replacing you. It's basically a tool that can help you to amplify your creativity. If you look at the organizations and different companies, everyone is using AI in different shape or format. And if you don't, you will be left behind. And so hopefully in this presentation, I'm going to talk about a few tools, all of them free to use. And I want to show you how you can effectively use these tools in your workflow and in your organization. So I'm going to talk about a few tools from the beginning. So the first one, as you already might know, is ChatGPT. And if you haven't heard of it, that's okay. So there is no prerequisite here. We're going to talk about how you can use it effectively. And but ChatGPT is not just it's not the only tool that is available. There are a lot of other free tools that you can use as well. It's important to know that each tool have their different style, they have the different characteristic. So if you can have multiple models and use them combining them together, you can get the contents that stay fresh more, and you don't get repetitive content as you want to plan your social media strategy. The next, so the first one was ChatGPT. The next one I'm going to introduce is Meta. It's from Facebook, Meta AI. The address is meta.ai. The next one is Google Gemini from Google. It's a very capable model. The last one is Anthropic's Claude. And all of these models, they basically have the same, so there are different models as you see, but you don't need to learn different techniques or different ways to interact with them. As you can see, they all have the same design. You just basically talk to them. You ask them what you need to do, and the model will give you the response. And this process of talking to the model, if we want to get a bit technical, we call it prompt engineering. Prompt basically is the question that you ask from the model, and the engineering part basically means that you can tweak this prompt in a way to get the best result possible. And so you can get the best result possible. And it's important to focus on these prompts and your interaction with the model, because if you ask like a very generic question from these models, like if you ask the model to generate me a social media content, you most definitely get a very generic answer. So the answer could be not sound like you. It could have problems, like it could be it doesn't know you. It would be vague and with not enough details. So it doesn't have enough details, so the content would be generic and not usable at all. And in some cases, the model even have to start a conversation with you to say, like, what are your organization, what are your mission, and what you want to do. So you have to have this back and forth with the model to just get the best final result, get the best content. And that's basically what you want to avoid. So if you have this back and forth for each content, you're putting a lot of time and effort. So that if you can avoid it, it's better to do so. So it's better to come up with a better prompt to get all the results you want at the same simultaneously.
Ala, there's a question here that's kind of similar to that I think would probably fit in before you get into the prompts. Dahlia is asking, our donors and funders are very wary of AI, and then in parentheses, because of misinformation, the environmental impact, etc. How do we communicate that we're using AI responsibly? And we can hold that to the end if you want, but I just wanted to.
Yeah, I guess it's better to hold it at the end.
We'll hold on that.
So talking about the prompts, I want to share an example of a prompt that works. It's a prompt that it has enough details inside it that the model know all the information it needs to generate the content for you. And I want to break down each component of this prompt to say what are the important parts and what they are important to mention. So the first one is assigning a role. It makes the model more focused, more relevant, and it's very important to say the model that what I expect you to do. In this case, you are a content strategist. and the model knows what it's going to do and get the more focused response. The next one is write about your organization. So give it some detail. What does your organization do? What's the name of your organization? And basically, in this stage, the more you provide, it's better. So in this case, we get an imaginary name, PAHOP, which is an organization that rescues animals. The next component is now you put context for the model, so the model know what it's supposed to do, and now you can ask it what you really want. So it's basically your ask. So in our case, we are asking it to generate a 7-day Instagram content plan. So we want to get 1 week worth of content in just one prompt. And then the next component is to there are some texts here that we ask the model to try to make the model content more fresh, more engaging, and emotionally resonant. And also we ask it to cover different formats. So as you see, we have behind the scene, success stories or educational tips. And for the best results, it's better to just change these formats every now and then. There are a lot of content ideas that you can choose from. We mentioned a lot of those ideas in the guidebook as well. So it could be like to-dos, like tips and FAQ questions, like polls and different stuff. So you can change these content ideas in the prompt to get more fresh captions. And the next step would be to formatting our output, basically how we want the model to format the output and the captions. We ask the model to generate a caption for us, followed by a hashtag, and give us some instruction to how generate an image for this caption. And we wanted to have this model, have this output as a table with different days marked and different caption and hashtags and the image suggestions. And at the end, we make the tone. So it's important to also set the tone of your organization, and it helps the model to generate more content that are more closely resonate with you. And like more resonate with you. And if we pass a prompt like this to the model, you can expect to get an output like this. And I know that it might be a little small and hard to read, but as you can see, there are different columns. So we have the days of the week and each idea for each content, the caption for each day, the hashtags that goes with them, and an instruction. So a prompt to generate the image. And when we look at this content, we see that, so now we have this caption, 7 different captions for full day week. And now we want to generate the images for each one of them to create the full content. So to do that, you can just copy paste the instruction from the table and ask the model to generate the following image, followed by the instruction. So in this case, we have this ask the model to generate this volunteering kit and with the emotion, with a code. So this model creates the image for us. And to do that, generating image, we have the options of ChatGPT, Gemini, and Meta AI. So these 3 providers, they also help you with generating images. And keep in mind that it goes the same way as the captions. So all of these providers, they have different formats. One of them might be more capable of generating images with words on them. Some of them create more cartoonish photos, and we have examples of this in the guide PDF as well. So you can see different styles of images. And yeah, so to put everything together, so one of the examples for day one, we have the image, the caption, and the hashtags that go with this. And yeah, it's ready to post the content and publish them. So the next point that I want to make is that if you, it's focusing on the scheduling the content and the consistency. So basically, if you don't put content, if you don't post content consistently, your audience will forget you, and most importantly, the algorithm will forget you because consistency is really important to stay on top. And social media, of course, it's reward consistency, and it's not just about the post, about the content. It's about how often you post. And as you create the content, you see that creating this content, like for a full week, it might take a few minutes of your time. So it's important to also take the time and schedule them in advance for a full week or maybe a month. And there are lots of free tools that you can use. There are tools like Buffer and Hootsuite that they have free plans available. They support multiple platforms you can use. Or if you're just focusing on Facebook and Instagram, you can use Meta Business Suite. It's a service created by Facebook. It's 100% free. There is no limits for scheduling, and it works very well. So now that we covered the basics of create a prompt that have enough details so you can get engaging like 1 week calendar captions and images. Now let's talk about some tips and tricks that can help you to get better higher quality contents. The first one that was really interesting for me, especially for me, was that like creating a reusable template. Basically, imagine if you're browsing social media or someone sends you a post and you find a post that is resonating with you, and also it has a lot of views and likes. So you can count it as a successful post, and you're not really sure why it's successful, but you want to recreate it. The way you can do it is basically ask the model to create a reusable template for you. And as you can see, at the first component of the prompt would be ask the model to analyze the structure of the post, breaking it down into key components, and serve as a reusable template. And then copy paste the content, the caption followed by this prompt. And when you look at this, when you pass this prompt to the model, you can see that it basically extracts the core components. You can see that it identifies the hook, it identifies the core messaging, the mission, and like all the different components of the successful post. And so you can use this with the original prompt. So when you look at this left side, you can see that there is a structure, there's a template. So you can use it with the original prompt that we talked about. So you can basically say that I have this template, copy this template, and then go on with the rest of the prompt and say, you are a social media manager, this is my company, and create this post for me. And basically, you're saying to follow this template for each post that you're creating. And yeah, it helps with to recreate the same success as you see with the different as you see and like other organization might have done. To quickly mention a couple of other tips. The first one is it's very important that when you basically if you use ChatGPT, for example, for a while, you can see that the contents might get repetitive. You see that the contents they get the same format, and like one of the ways to avoid this repetition is to use different models. That's why I introduced 4 different services that you can use with their own characteristics. And also at the same time, to avoid repetition, it makes sense to include the contents from previous weeks to your current prompt. So if you have the contents from last week and you want to generate contents for current week, you can just tell the model that I had these contents previously, so do not basically repeat the same ideas and come up with new ideas for the next week. And you might think that it's the prompt might get very long, a lot of information, but it's actually make the models more accurate if you pass a lot of information. So the more the model knows about you, the more it can generate better content for you. So you can use the content that generated before as a guide to generate more fresh content in the future. The next one is basically customizing the caption. And customizing the caption using these models is super easy. You can just ask the model to make the changes for you. If you want a different tone, you can say that, you can just basically say in plain English that I want, for example, a more playful captions. If you didn't like the idea, you can say, for example, on day 3, I didn't like the idea. So just change the idea for day 3. And the same goes for the length of the captions. And basically just talk to the model and say what you do want and you didn't like, and the model will adjust its output. And the last one to improve your content is that it's a situation like, for example, you feel like stuck and you have you want to improve your content. You've been doing this content generation for a while and you don't get the results that you want. So you can use AI to criticize your content. And if you remember at the beginning of the presentation, I said that we can assign a role to the model to say, for example, you're a social media manager. So in the same idea, you can also ask the model to be a social media expert and give it also a real person. So for example, Gary Vee, he's a very well-known social media expert. He wrote a lot of books. So you can ask the model to act like Gary Vee and criticize your content. So the way it works is that the model will look at the content you already generated and comes up with the actionable insights of why the content works and why it doesn't work. So it gives you an idea of how you can improve your content over time. And yeah, of course, as I mentioned before, there are more details and examples of these tips and tricks in the guidebook. So go step by step and look at them. We share the guidebook after the presentation. So before we go to the questions, I also want to do a quick demo of the platform I've been working on, the Nixie Social. And so as I mentioned before, the idea of the platform is to put social media on autopilot. So the first step is that for the platform to get to know your organization, and then it creates a content calendar that fits you, and just publish the contents every day and do it automatically for you. So it has more features, and I like to do the demo of like show you a couple of these features. Can I do this now, Lori? Or
go right ahead. If you click share again, it should give you the option to flip over to a different screen.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome. Thank you.
You can you see the presentation? Can you see the?
Yeah, thank you. I can see it clearly.
Okay, perfect. So yeah. Okay, so when you create an account in Linux Social, the first step is that it asks you for your business, for your organization, the website, and basically the platform will go and crawl your website and try to extract all the information from your website, that what you do and what you stand for. And also, if you don't have a website, you can also do it manually. And after looking at the pages and understanding your organization, it has 3 steps. So the first one is that the general information about your business, and from organization name to the service you provide, and a simple description of what you do. The next step would be the branding. So from the tone of your organization and the color scheme that you have. So if you don't know the tone, there is a short survey that helped me find my tone. So it asks you about your audience and about you, to find what voice suits you best. And after having the color, so the next step would be a couple of tags. So it has different keywords and hashtags. So these keywords help this platform to generate fresh contents and look at your organization at different perspectives. And the hashtags can go along with the content when it posts. So when the platform understands your organization, you can see that it creates the content calendars like this. For every day of the week, it generates the content. And as you can see from the bottom, there are like different events. So it has calendar events that if it's a New Year, if it's a Father's Day, Mother's Day, and if there is any calendar event, it generates the content for that event. It also has news, so it looks at the different organization and different news that happening in your industry and create news content based on that. And also it do promotional content and custom contents for different days. For example, Motivation Monday or Wisdom Wednesday, and contents like that, which you can also customize. So if you look at one of the contents, you can see that it follows the same tone that we asked. It creates hashtags and also use the same visuals, so the color red that we wanted to. And as you see it right now, I'm confirming the curations for each content because there is an option in the settings if you don't want the platform to send the content automatically. If you want to confirm the content before publishing, you can confirm them. If not, it's post them automatically. The next feature I will talk about is the idea of creating posts from blog posts, social media posts from blog posts, and you can either copy the text or use the URL, and the platform will read that URL. In this case, we're going to use a post from a Red Cross website, and we pass the URL. We say how many posts we want to create, and whether we use emoji or not. And it basically looks at the content in different angles and generate 5 posts for you. So you can post each one of them individually, schedule them, or if you like to schedule all of them, you can just press the schedule all button at the bottom, and it will schedule these contents one day after another in the appropriate time, and it just posts automatically. And the last thing I want to mention is that how easy and quick it is to generate new content or even edit the existing contents. So if you click on the surprise button, because the platform already knows about your business, it can use those information to generate the surprise content for you. And if you don't like any part of the content, you can highlight it and ask the platform to paraphrase it for you. And also there are options to change the tone and also come up with the idea to generate the content based on an idea instead of a random surprise content. So if you have, for example, an event, you can say, I have the event like next Sunday, and generate the content for that. Then you can upload, if you have images, you can upload them, or videos. If not, you can use the suggest image button, and the platform will use the keywords from your content and suggest images. So you can just select one of them that is most appropriate to you. And to improve it, you can again use the platform that will use AI to generate an engaging title. It overlays the content for you, and you have different settings. You can change the size, you can change the location, color, and everything to get the image that is satisfactory for you. And the last couple of stages would be to add hashtags. You can use AI to generate hashtags for you, or add the hashtags that you had before, and select the platforms and select the time to schedule the content. And as you can see, the content will be show up in your content calendar, and it would be ready for you to post. It would like basically post it automatically. So let me share back. And yeah, and also at Nixie Social, we really believe in the nonprofit mission and the incredible works that you're doing. That's why, to make it easier for everyone to stay visible and connect with the community that they're working in, we offer 50% discount to all the nonprofits, and you can use it with a discount code nonprofit50.
That's awesome. Thank you for offering that to the nonprofits. We know that budgets are tight, but so is time. And pulling both of those together under the same offering certainly makes it easier for all of us to get our messaging out and stay high in that algorithm. I appreciate the information. Do you have at your fingertips the guidebook by chance to show the first couple pages?
Let me. I do. Okay, I think I have to change the.
Sure, no problem. If you do, that's great. If not, that's okay too.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Oh. Let me just make it. Okay. So yeah, this is the guide, the 24-page guideline, and as you can see, it's the topics that we covered in the presentation, and but there are in more details that can be more helpful for you. For example, like as I mentioned, let me. For example, where was it? The generating media, for example. You can see that the sample from ChatGPT, the Gemini model, and Meta AI, and you can see how different these media looks from each platform, and the conclusion that like why each one of them more useful for you, and how to select the best one.
Awesome. And when they start to use Nixie Social, does it also get smarter and know what you're doing and generate stuff that's on brand?
Of course, the more that you're using the platform and confirming the post structure, the more it learns for the future.
Awesome. I'm going to drop the information for Nixie Social into the chat here. You can grab that. I'll also send it out on email if you don't want to take a look at it right this moment. Let's go back to the question that Dahlia asked, if that's okay with you. Donors or funders are wary of AI. They say that it's because of misinformation and the environmental impact. How do they communicate that they're using AI responsibly?
Yeah, of course. So the environmental impact is it is real, but it's something that it's something that we can say it comes with progress, I guess. Because the power that these models gives us, it's kind of a balance between it makes us way more productive, and it's like, as you saw, we can just generate content, or for example, the software engineers, they can code, and in like minutes, and something that you're supposed to do like hours. So I guess it's inevitable that we we have these tools and we have to use them. And But in terms of like using them responsibly, the most important one is that basically be aware of the outputs that they generate, that they could have some misinformation in them, like the word, maybe you heard hallucination, that these AI models that generate content that they are not real. For example, if right now you ask a model to generate the content for you, it generates something that it gives a name for itself. It creates an organization, gives a name, and creates something that isn't real. And it would be harmful. It wouldn't be the best practices to use the AI like that. So it would be the most important thing that you have to be aware of is that they can generate wrong information, and just control them. This is something that we try to do it in Social, to make sure that the contents we generate not like wrong information, basically.
Ala. Kathy has a note in here, and probably resonates with some people that are on this call. Budget is tight, staffer of one, wanted to try AI, but it seems so overwhelming and time consuming. Not a question, more of a statement, but just thoughts and feelings. I appreciate that, Kathy. Being more productive is key, but don't know how long it would take to learn the basics that would be helpful in the long run. What's the run up to learn all this stuff so that you can start getting some production out of it?
Yeah, I know. Like, I understand that AI could be really overwhelming. There's like a lot of buzz, and there's a lot of new technologies that it seems like every day something new is popping up, and it's sometimes even hard for me to keep track of them. But yeah, hopefully I tried in this presentation to start from the very basics of like the very basics of how you can write the prompt that get the answer. So at the end of the day, interacting with these models is mostly to the idea of coming up with the best prompts that suits your organization, that suits your need. And hopefully in this presentation you saw that how you can structure your prompt to get the best results. And yeah, hopefully.
And being able to put in your URL and it reading that, I mean, is a significant jump up in trying to teach it a lot of stuff. There's another question that came in by Dahlia. Do you have a measure of how effective the AI generated content strategy is compared to manually generated campaigns? I've heard that AI content strategies are not adaptable to the algorithms of certain platforms. Do you have any advice on that, Ala?
So in the tests that we had in Nixie Social with the platform, with the other users that they were using, other organizations that using the services, we always saw a bump in the engagement rate, and both impression and engagement. And I think if I put it in the number, it would be between 15 to 20% just instantly after the first month. And in most cases, it's because of the consistency. It's true that the contents would be more personalized to you if you have the time to put on them and create the content that are hyper personalized for you. But at the end of the day, being available and like generating more content, it's going to be more favorable for the algorithm. And like there is no easy way to find AI generated content. So I highly doubt that the social media platforms can penalize you for that.
Awesome. Thanks, Ala. There's a note in here. Can we get a copy of today's webinar? Of course, I will send you a copy of the webinar. I will send you the replay. I will send you the slides. We will send you the guide, and Ala will probably send you a little note afterwards as well. Any other questions? Any other comments? We've got the guy here. We've got the AI guy here live. This is the one to ask your AI questions to. He has studied this for years and years and years and earned some advanced degrees in this. So you're talking to the right person. Denise asks, are you familiar with Grok? If so, what are your thoughts?
Yes, the Grok platform, I'm familiar with it. It's from the XAI, and yeah, it's a very good platform as well. It's one of the great large language models. In terms of like, I'm talking about just the metrics and the evaluation metrics. That it's a very great model. But to be honest, I haven't used it for creating content. So I tried it at the beginning that they launched the model, and it wasn't really so as factual as it was, and it was a great model. It wasn't really good for generating short type like caption content. So I haven't kept up with them recently, but yeah, if I want to rank the existing ones, the first one is surely ChatGPT, then Google Gemini, and then it goes down the list to like Claude and Meta and the Grok models.
Right.
Like specifically for generating social media content.
Right. And then of course there are, like you said, Nixie for social media type stuff, just like, you know, you'll use Auctria for auctions and events and tickets, but you're not going to use it, you know, to run a prom or something like that. And specialty platforms do excel in those areas. So thank you. I find that when I use, Reki says, I find that when I use AI, mostly ChatGPT, to write something, I always have to tweak so that it speaks like I like to. Any tips on making it sound less ChatGPT generated? I think that's a question we all have.
Yeah, it's yeah, that's a great question. So to do that, one of the very basic and like it's very powerful thing that you can do is to share some examples of your writing. So if you have done this before, so you surely have a library of contents that you already created. Choose like 10 or 12 of them that are you think are most resonate with you, that most represent you, and you capture your unique writing style. You just share them with the model. So the same prompt that I mentioned in the presentation. So share this share this with the content. Share this with the model and ask it to generate this content based on my writing style. And most of the time, it does the trick.
Awesome. I see there's one more question that came in. What does AI do with the information we put in? If our organization is inputting proprietary information to write a prompt for better output, can we delete it after?
So yeah, there are two types. Yeah, most of these free platforms, yeah, they are free because there is no guarantee that they will not use your data. So I'm saying if you have proprietary information, don't use these free services, or try to redact the information. So if you have a specific name, address, or something, you can just say like replace them with X, Y, and Z, and then after generating the content, you can replace them. So yeah, the free platforms, they most likely they will use your information, but the paid one, the same platforms, if you pay for the subscription, they will not use the information. And yeah, and the Nixie social platform as well, we do not use the information.
Awesome. Can you talk again about the pricing for Nixie?
Of course. So there are two plans. There is one 1999, which is like 50% off, and the other one is the 35. So yeah, there is one essential and professional plan.
And those are monthly, correct?
Yeah, there's a monthly subscription.
Awesome.
So there's also like a 30 days free trial, so you can use the platform and make sure that it fits your needs.
Awesome. And if they have any questions, they can reach out to you, Ala?
Of course. Ala@nixisocial.com.
Awesome. And I think you're active on LinkedIn too. I think you're on there too.
Yeah.
Denise asks, I find a good prompt on ChatGPT when using it. Please keep it warm and simple. It provides good content. And when I can make it clear, it provides a clean version. That's great advice too. I'm glad that you found something that works for you. And I appreciate you sharing it here with everybody, because we're all learning. Ala's obviously the expert in this and does it all day, all night. But, the twists and the turns that everybody is taking personally in their own lives is just as valuable.
Of course, and it's very important that they found a prompt that works for them, and it goes for everyone. So if you want to get the most personalized experience, you have to put a little time at the beginning and try different prompts. They're very simple words, like for example, be concise. It has meaning for the model that generates certain type of content. So yeah, it's something that you have to play around with, and that's an excellent example.
Awesome. And we've been using Nixie Social here at Auctria, especially for promoting this event and this webinar. And it has been a pleasure. I love being able to schedule stuff out, because I know a lot of times I've got my stack of papers, everything that I'm working on, and I'm sure all of you guys do too. But you dedicated a little bit of time, and then you've got your social scheduled out for the next weeks, months, etc. And the fact that Nixie helps create all those, you can see in real time how fast that happens. And that's creating that stuff is probably one of my least favorite things. And this gives us a step forward in that. So I appreciate you. Any other last questions or comments before we close it down? I see a bunch of thank yous. Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you.
I always wish everybody bids that soar. I hope they crush their fundraising goals. This is a little different today. I hope you grabbed a little nugget here and are able to be able to use social media in a different way. Hey, Warren, I see that you're going to give it a try. And anybody out there, go ahead and tag Auctria on it, on a couple of them. Maybe tag Nixie Social as well. Just a couple, just for fun, so that we can see it and grab it, and we'll interact with it to help that algorithm also. So that's your bonus for coming to the activity here today. Ala, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, of course. It was. Thank you, everyone, for joining the session. And hopefully, I shared some practical tips and tools that could help you and push you to start your journey of using AI, and show how easy it is to use AI and how you can fit it in your workflow and it's in your organization.
Awesome. Well, wonderful. Hope everybody has a great day. Bye-bye.